Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jay, and today we're going to be talking about an embarrassing story. And I wanted to go ahead and share an embarrassing story. Um, I like to think of myself as an open book, and I like to think of myself as someone that's super honest. And I feel like sometimes, we just gotta laugh at ourselves. Um, and I wanted to share an embarrassing story. And I'm pretty sure here on this website, this beautiful website of YouTube and this beautiful community here, I'm pretty sure and I guarantee it that there's videos like this that share embarrassing moments in their lives. Um, the other day, I was getting out of the shower. I get out of the shower, I do my business and everything. I get out of the shower and I go to grab a towel, dry myself off, get dressed, get ready, and come into work. And I go, you know, um, to grab a towel, okay? And I grab the towel. I have a towel like this. And, I'm getting ready to, start drying my hair, start drying my upper body, whatever. And I have the towel right here in my hand, okay? And normally I usually grab the towel. I don't even look. I don't even look. I should grab the towel, dry my hair, start drying my upper body, whatever. But anyways, for some random reason or another, I have the towel and I look down. Okay, and I look down, and there was three big darn roaches, like this big, staring right at me with their little beady eyes or whatever, and I freaking threw the towel. Freaking threw the towel. I was like, screw that. I was grossed out, and I know it's really wussy, right? But I hate roaches. Don't judge me. I hate cockroaches. I hate them, especially they're like that big. Disgusting. I'm like, screw it. I don't care. I'm soaking wet, right? I was like, I don't care. I just put my clothes on. I just put my clothes on, went in the room, didn't say anything to anyone in the house. And I just went to work. But that wasn't the story. Um, and I was thinking about it when I was driving, to work. And I was like, it'd be nice to share a story with YouTube on the YouTube channel about embarrassing moments. Like what's your most embarrassing moments? Are they cringe? Are they kind of gross? Whatever. And I was like, I have one that I want to share. So, um, this goes back to my middle school days. I believe it was my last year of middle school. It was the eighth grade, I had a group of friends, and every Friday afternoon, when we would get out of school, maybe like an hour after or straight after, we would go to the park and we would wrestle because we were all wrestling fans. So we would put together matches. We would bump in the park on the grass and all that stuff. We had our own little cardboard wrestling belts and all that stuff. But on this one Friday, um, I go over to my friend's house at the apartment complex because two of our friends lived at the apartment complex. His name was Eddie or Edward, and for whatever reason, um, none of us, he didn't tell any. He did. He told the majority of the circle of our friends like he was going like on some type of family trip, or that him and his mom, his family were doing something, so they weren't going to be home. And somehow, um, no one figured to tell me. So I show up to the apartment complex. There's no one. There's no one home. There's no one there at the apartment. So it's like, what the f? Like I thought we were gonna wrestle. But here's the problem, and I probably should have started off this way. Throughout that whole week, Monday through Thursday, um, throughout that whole week, I had stomach issues. I had stomach problems. And anyone that knows me knows that I have like a very weak stomach or a very irritable stomach. Like I can eat anything and it goes right through me and it gives me like the runs. I had stomach problems the whole week for whatever reason. I don't know what I ate, or maybe I got some type of food poisoning, but I was not okay. I was not in condition to really go anywhere, but I really didn't have any problems or issues during the week. So I had ate, I think I ate a lot of dairy um, that particular Friday. And I was having stomach issues, but no stomach issues that made me feel like I was bloated or like I was in pain or whatever. But anyways, I go down there thinking like we're gonna wrestle. Eddie's not home, and um he lived at the apartment complex. If you live here in El Paso, it's Grandview apartment. Um, the Grandview apartments. Um, close to the Dairy Queen, and then I live close to the Tranway, on the mountain. Um, so I would walk down there and then walk back home. I walked down there, and then around like halfway down there, I started getting like stomach pains. Like oh something's going on. I need to use the restroom. Not urgent, but the type of pain that your body's like, hey, you need to get to the toilet like in the next 15-20 minutes. Okay? And I'm like, screw it. You know what? Like, I'll use the restroom there at Eddie's and then we'll wrestle and I'll be fine. I get there. By the time I roll up, it's like really bad. Like, I really need to go to the restroom. It's now become that nasty. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, when you get that nasty feeling in your stomach, that nasty little cramp, and it's like, okay, um, I'm either super bloated or I have the runs and I'm gonna kill the toilet type of feeling. And I know that's really gross, but it's hard to explain. And I get there and there's no one there. And at that moment, it's like, okay, holy crud. So, what I end up doing is I end up running down to the Dairy Queen because there's a Dairy Queen not too far. And they were um, they were out of service. The restroom was out of service, and then they wouldn't let me use the restroom at the Circle K for whatever reason. And at that point, I'm like, holy crap! And I almost pooed myself at the Circle K because it's one of those things where it's like your body somehow knows you're close to like a toilet or the restroom, and it feels like your stomach and like your muscles down there, if you know what I mean. It feels like they just want to let go. So it became increasingly hard. So the panic kicks in. So it's like, I muster power walk. And I start power walking my butt home because I'm like, power walk, power walk, power walk, power walk, not run, power walk because it's like, okay, I need to get home fast, but I'm afraid to run because if I run, my bowels are so loose right now that I feel like I poo myself as I ran, right? So I was like, no, no, no. Power walk with your booty, with my booty cheeks clenched to like no one's business, while keeping, while keeping straight face, so no one knows that there's nothing wrong with me. And power walk, power walk, power walk, and finally, like I'm halfway up the street that I live on, and it happens. Okay, it happens. I pooed myself. I pooed myself. Okay? It's horrible. I freaking pooed myself and there was nothing I can do. It was horrible. It was like a swoosh. It felt like a swoosh of water. And I freak out and I'm like, oh no. Oh my god. And this is like in broad daylight, okay? Luckily there was no one playing outside. There was no one outside of their apartments or the houses that I was passing by. And I freak out. Now, the good part is that when I was in middle school, um, I would usually rock like a baby blue Nike, what's it called? Windbreaker. Like a Nike navy blue windbreaker that was way bigger than me. So the windbreaker would go right past my butt, and I always wore jeans, and a blue shirt, similar to what I'm wearing here, but this is black. So I freak out. I look down, and I'm wearing denim. And I was such a dork back in the day. I wore that light denim, not the regular denim, or the dark denim, just the regular light blue denim that might as well be um, white. And not to gross anyone, I looked down and it was like mustard color, mustard green color, and it was fucking disgusting. And I was like, oh my god, I don't want anyone to see this. So I take off my jacket and I put my jacket around my waist. Like when you tie your jacket around your waist, covers my butt, covers my thighs or whatever, and I tie it and I freaking bolt. I run like I've never run before. I haul butt running up the street, hoping that no one would hear me. And the whole time I'm running up, I can hear squish, 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 and I can feel things sliding around because of the fecal matter that came out of me. It was horrible. So finally, I get home. I get inside. I get in the shower and I throw away my clothes. I threw away those jeans. I threw away those boxers. Or tidy whities. I don't care. They were tidy whities at the time. That's what I wore in middle school. I was a boy, okay? I was still a boy. Don't judge me. I wore tidy whities back then. I was so disgusted. I threw it away along with the jeans. I threw them away and I took a shower and I was like, no one will ever know this. But I still wonder if anyone saw that. Like to this day, I do not know if anyone saw me, but it had to be one of the most embarrassing things I've ever gone through. And keep in mind, embarrassing, like incredibly embarrassing, but think of that. So embarrassing, but yet there was no one around to feel embarrassed, right? But just embarrassed that that happened to me and the possibility that people might have seen it. I don't know if a couple cars drove by and they saw me like that, but it was horrible. It was friggin' horrible. So, like the lesson that I learned was plan accordingly. Like don't eat Chico's tacos or any type of greasy Mexican food before you're gonna go do something. Cause imagine like if I would have gone and I wrestled and I would have proved myself while I was wrestling with my friends. I proved myself with my pals. Can you imagine if that would have happened? So I guess that's a plus. I didn't prove myself in the park wrestling. You imagine that would have happened. But nonetheless, it's kind of gross story, but it's embarrassing as all hell. And I wanted to share it. Because you gotta laugh at yourself, man. I could laugh at myself. You can't laugh at yourself. You're taking yourself too serious. Life's short, brother. But or sister, or however you identify yourself. It. Um, but yeah, that happened. It was it was gross, man. It's freaking gross. Can't believe I'm sharing this, but whatever. It was in middle school. Like that was a long time ago, man. That was a long time ago. You know, um, do you guys have any embarrassing moments or stories that you want to share? Feel free to share. As always, hit that like button and subscribe. Hit that little bell for notifications because we all know YouTube's being weird. And as always, guys, don't forget to smile no matter what time of day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this. Don't forget to smile. And as usual, I'll catch you guys later.